patients, ones no other hospital can manage.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thriller film, also known as suspense film or suspense thriller, is a broad film genre that evokes excitement and suspense in the audience. The suspense element found in most films' plots is particularly exploited by the filmmaker in this genre. Today, we will rank top 10 suspense thriller movies in world. I will share with you the best top 10 suspense thriller movies list with you. Okay, let's start with the video part 1. Number 10. The Prestige. In the end of the 19th century, in London, Robert Angier, his beloved wife Julia McCullough, and Alfred Borden are friends and assistants of a magician. When Julia accidentally dies during a performance, Robert blames Alfred for her death, and they become enemies. Both become famous and rival magicians, sabotaging the performance of the other on the stage. When Alfred performs a successful trick, Robert becomes obsessed trying to disclose the secret of his competitor with tragic consequences. Number 9. The Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster stars as Clarice Starling, a top student at the FBI's training academy. Jack Crawford Scott Glenn wants Clarice to interview Dr. Hannibal Lecter Anthony Hopkins, a brilliant psychiatrist who is also a violent psychopath, serving life behind bars for various acts of murder and cannibalism. Crawford believes that Lecter may have insight into a case and that Starling, as an attractive young woman, may be just the bait to draw him out. Number 8. The Usual Suspects. Following a truck hijack in New York, 5 criminals are arrested and brought together for questioning. As none of them are guilty, they plan a revenge operation against the police. The operation goes well, but then the influence of a legendary mastermind criminal called Keyser Esedi is felt. It becomes clear that each one of them has wronged Esedi at some point and must pay back now. The payback job leaves 27 men dead in a boat explosion. But the real question arises now. Who actually is Keyser Esedi? Number 7. When retiring police detective William Somerset Morgan Freeman tackles a final case with the aid of newly transferred David Mills Brad Pitt, they discover a number of elaborate and grisly murders. They soon realize they are dealing with a serial killer, Kevin Spacey, who is targeting people he thinks represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Somerset also befriends Mills' wife, Tracy Gwyneth Paltrow, who is pregnant and afraid to raise her child in the crime-riddled city. Number 6. Shutter Island. The implausible escape of a brilliant murderess brings U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels Leonardo DiCaprio and his new partner Mark Ruffalo to Ashcliffe Hospital, a fortress-like insane asylum located on a remote, windswept island. The woman appears to have vanished from a locked room, and there are hints of terrible deeds committed within the hospital walls. As the investigation deepens, Teddy realizes he will have to confront his own dark fears if he hopes to make it of the island alive. Number 5. Fight Club. A nameless first-person narrator, Edward Norton, attends support groups in attempt to subdue his emotional state and relieve his insomniac state. When he meets Marla Helena Bonham Carter, another fake attendee of support groups, his life seems to become a little more bearable. However, when he associates himself with Tyler Brad Pitt, he is dragged into an underground fight club and soap-making scheme. Together, the two men spiral out of control and engage in competitive rivalry for love and power. Number 4. The Departed. In this crime-action tour de force, the South Boston State Police Force is waging war on Irish-American organized crime. Young undercover cop Billy Costigan is assigned to infiltrate the mob syndicate run by gangland chief Frank Costello. While Billy quickly gains Costello's confidence, Colin Sullivan, a hardened young criminal who has infiltrated the state police as an informer for the syndicate, is rising to a position of power in the Special Investigation Unit. Each man becomes deeply consumed by their double lives, gathering information about the plans and counter-plans of the operations they have penetrated. But when it becomes clear to both the mob and the police that there is a mole in their midst, Billy and Colin are suddenly in danger of being caught and exposed to the enemy, and each must race to uncover the identity of the other man in time to save themselves, but is either willing to turn on their friends and comrades they've made during their long stints undercover. Number 3. Psycho. Phoenix office worker Marion Crane is fed up with the way life has treated her. She has to meet her lover Sam in lunch breaks, and they cannot get married because Sam has to give most of his money away in alimony. One Friday, Marion is trusted to bank $40,000 by her employer. Seeing the opportunity to take the money and start a new life, Marion leaves town and heads towards Sam's California store. Tired after the long drive and caught in a storm, she gets off the main highway and pulls into the Bates Motel. The motel is managed by a quiet young man called Norman who seems to be dominated by his mother. Number 2. Inception. Don Cobb is a skilled thief, the absolute best in the dangerous art of extraction, stealing valuable secrets from deep within the subconscious during the dream state, when the mind is at its most vulnerable. Cobb's rare ability has made him a coveted player in this treacherous new world of corporate espionage, but it has also made him an international fugitive and cost him everything he has ever loved. Now Cobb is being offered a chance at redemption. One last job could give him his life back, but only if he can accomplish the impossible inception. Instead of the perfect heist, Cobb and his team of specialists have to pull off the reverse. Their task is not to steal an idea, but to plant one. If they succeed, it could be the perfect crime, but no amount of careful planning or expertise can prepare the team for the dangerous enemy that seems to predict their every move. An enemy that only Cobb could have seen coming. Number 1. The Dark Knight Rises. This movie shows that despite failure, despite your fears, despite your enemies, you can be a hero. You can use all 3 of those things to your advantage and become something better than you were before you encountered them. It masterfully shows and tells that anyone can be a hero. Despite his tarnished reputation after the events of The Dark Knight 2008, in which he took the rap for dense crimes, Batman feels compelled to intervene to assist the city and its police force, which is struggling to cope with Bane's plans to destroy the city. Thanks for watching the video.